Hi BCom students, I hope this video will help you to have a short revision on computation of capital gain from exam point of view. Let me introduce myself, Dr. A. Devi, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, KCS Kasi Nadar College of Arts and Science. What is capital gain? Profits or gain arising from transfer of capital asset is called capital gain. கேபிட்டல் அசட்டை டிரான்ஸ்ஃபர் பண்ணுவது மூலமாக கிடைக்கிற கெயினுக்கு பேர் கேபிட்டல் கெயின் அப்படின்னு சொல்லப்படுது. ட்ரான்ஸ்ஃபர் ஆஃப் கேபிட்டல் அசட் விச் மீன்ஸ் நத்திங் பட் சேல் ஆஃப் அசட். But it is not only sale of asset but also exchange of asset, relinquishment of asset, extinguishment of asset and compulsory acquisition of asset. Capital asset means property of any kind except stock in trade, assets of personal use, rural agriculture land, gold bond. எல்லா வகையான சொத்துக்களும் கேபிட்டல் அசெட் தான் அப்படின்னு சொல்லப்படுது, கீழ்கண்ட நான்கை தவிர்த்து. கைண்ட்ஸ் ஆஃப் கேபிட்டல் அசெட் அண்ட் கேபிட்டல் கெயின். Based on period of holding, capital asset is being classified into short-term capital asset and long-term capital asset. Period of holding is nothing but the period between purchase and sale of the asset. A capital asset held by an assessee for not more than 36 months immediately preceding the date of its transfer is known as short-term capital asset. Any gain arising on sale of this short-term capital asset is called short-term capital gain. If a capital asset held by an assessee for more than 36 months immediately preceding the date of its transfer is known as long-term capital asset. Any gain arising on sale of these long-term capital assets are called long-term capital gain. In case of financial asset other than unlisted shares, the period of holding is 12 months. In case of land and building and unlisted shares, the period of holding is 24 months. Here is the format for computation of short-term capital gain. Take sale value from which you deduct expenses on sale. We will get net sale consideration from which the cost of acquisition and the cost of improvement is to be deducted for getting short-term capital gain. From that, the applicable exemptions prescribed in the IT Act can be claimed as deduction to find taxable short-term capital gain. If it is any informations are missing in the questions, then you can skip that step. For example, if there is no expenses related to sales are given, then you need not to put anything against expenses on sale. Likewise, the cost of improvement is also not necessary for all the problems. Computation of long-term capital gain is as same as computation of short-term capital gain. The only difference here in long-term capital gain is the cost of acquisition and the cost of improvement are to be indexed. Terms related to computation of capital gain. Sale value, the amount for the asset sold for is sale value. Expenses on sale, any expenses related to sale transaction like registration charges, brokerage, commission, legal charges, etc. are to be deducted from sales. Cost of acquisition is nothing but purchase price of the asset, in which if suppose any expenses related to that purchase transaction which can be added with the original cost and then it can be set as cost of acquisition. Cost of improvement, any expenses incurred to increase the value of asset is called cost of improvement. Example, expenses of construction of additional floor or room to the existing building can be treated as cost of improvement. Indexed cost of acquisition. CII is a measure of inflation that is used for computing long-term capital gain on sale of capital asset. The formula for finding indexed cost of acquisition is equal to cost of acquisition into cost inflation index for the year of sale divided by cost inflation index for the year of purchase or transfer. Here CII for the year of sale with regard to our present syllabus, year of sale is 2018-19 for which the CII is 280. The original purchase price is not treated as cost of acquisition in all the cases. Hence, here are the points to remember while taking cost of acquisition. Original cost is considered as cost of acquisition if the asset is purchased after 1/4/2001. In case the asset purchased before 1/4/2001, the cost of acquisition is higher value of the following. Number 1, fair market value on 1/4/2001. Number 2, original cost. In such case, the CII for the year of purchase is 100 because the CII index is only from the year 2001. Advance money received and forfeited before 2013-14 is to be deducted from cost of acquisition and then it is to be indexed. If the advance money received and forfeited has happened after 2013-14, the amount forfeited is to be treated as income under the head income from other source. Cost of acquisition is inclusive of any expenses incurred while purchasing the asset. Cost of acquisition should be indexed in case of long-term capital asset. There is no indexation for short-term capital asset. In case of depreciable asset, the WDV on 1/4/2018 is to be taken as cost of acquisition. Cost related to right to manufacture is nil. If an assessee selling a bonus shares, then he must see when it is being allotted. In case of bonus shares, cost of acquisition is fair market value on 1/4/2001 if it is allotted before 2001. If the bonus share is allotted after 1/4/2001, the cost of acquisition is nil. Other points to remember: in case of transfer by will or gift, the CII for the year in which the assessee possesses the asset is to be taken instead of CII for the year of purchase. Debentures and bonds are not allowed to be indexed even if it is long term. The original cost is to be deducted from sale value. Cost of improvement for goodwill is to be taken as nil. Only the expenses incurred on or after 1/4/2001 are to be taken as cost of improvement. Any expenses which is deductible under other heads of income shall not be treated as cost of improvement. The result of gain from depreciable asset is always short-term capital gain irrespective of period of holding, as cost of acquisition is WDV on 1/4/2018. Gain from sale of formula of seedless oranges is completely exempted from computation of capital gain. Exemption from capital gain under various sections are tabulated here. If an assessee obtained gains from sale of house property and the same is being deposited or invested for purchasing of another house property, he is eligible for taking deductions under section 54. The allowable amount of deduction is least of the following. Number 1, actual investment. Number 2, available long-term capital gain. If an assessee obtained gain from sale of agriculture land and the same is being deposited or invested for purchasing of another agriculture land during the previous year, he is eligible for taking deductions under section 54B. The allowable amount of deduction is least of the following: actual investment or available capital gain, both long term and short term is eligible. If an assessee gets a gain on compulsory acquisition of land and building and the same is being deposited or the another land and building is being purchased, he is eligible for taking deductions under section 54D. The actual amount of allowable deduction is least of the following: 1, actual investment. 2, available capital gain, both long term and short term gain is eligible. The exemption under section 54EC and 54EE is claimed when an assessee gets long-term capital gain from sale of land and building or any other capital asset and the amount is invested in purchase of specified asset prescribed by Act. The allowable amount of deduction is least of the following: long-term capital gain or actual investment. The maximum deduction is 50 lakhs. The very important condition here is the investment in specified asset must be happened within 6 months from the date of sale of capital asset. 54F. If an assessee gets any long-term capital gain and the same is being invested in purchase of house property, then he can claim the deductions as follows. If investment is more than NSE, entire gain is exempted. If investment is less than NSE, the exempted amount is to be calculated as long-term capital gain into new investment divided by NSE. Section 54G, gain on transfer of asset in case of shifting of industrial undertaking from urban to rural and The same is being invested to purchase in another land and building or plant and machinery for industrial taking. The amount of deduction is least of the following: actual amount invested for purchase of land and building, plant and machinery, or the available capital gain. Steps in computing capital gain. First, we must identify whether the given problem is having short-term capital asset or long-term capital asset. Then, apply necessary provisions and formula to find the values required for computation, like indexed cost of acquisition, then cost of improvement, etc. Put the values into the format which is given separately for short-term capital gain and long-term capital gain. Claim the applicable exemptions, and finally find the taxable capital gain. I hope this video will help you students for your exam point of view. Thank you for listening.